Hi, welcome to this week's Shrimps panel. We have with us Tanya and Paul Hodgie, known to many, and Mark. And you've all been involved with the Shrimps Trust. We'll come on to that a bit later. But I love Morecambe. I love the town. I love the football club. I've spent most of my adult life promoting them to different people. But sometimes you just wish you were born in Madrid, don't you? Rather than last week we were here talking about have we turned the corner. We got our first win at Barrow and we're looking forward to two tough games, but having turned that corner we were really quite confident that we could go on and get more victories. Tanya, what went wrong with these two?
Yeah, two different games I think. MK Dons I thought we hung on well and it was more even than Wimbledon last night. I've got to be honest, being there in Wimbledon, some of the stuff they played yesterday was stunning, particularly in the second half. You shouldn't say that, should you, that it's exciting to watch another team, but some of the balls they played were unreal. It just felt like we couldn't match it. We couldn't match it at all. Whether it's squad depth, carrying a few injuries and that the lads aren't up to pace. We just didn't look at it yesterday. I don't think we were in the match at all. There was maybe 10 minutes in the first half where we could have got a goal, but once we didn't take our chances, I think we all knew, didn't we? We all knew stood
I think you're right. I think I have a slightly different view. I think MK Dons looked a really good side. I thought for the first half we matched Wimbledon quite well, really, and could have had a couple of goals. They looked a good side, but was it just a case, Hodgie, that we might have been able to get that couple of extra victories had we not played such good teams, or is this the standard that we're at?
I think it's a bit of both. The MK Dons game, I think we went with the same sort of plan that we did against Barrow, where we thought, right, let's keep it tight, still be in the game with 20 minutes to go, and it's out of the window in the first minute. So
you can't can you? A penalty in 1 minute 40 seconds or whatever.
And I can understand the frustration from fans, but when you do look at it, we created some chances against MK Dons. We could have scored 3 or 4, but we didn't, and I get that the frustration because lack of subs. I think the lack of subs against MK Dons is because probably Derek was thinking more in mind with Wimbledon.
Yeah.
It's at this level, these games.
Like games gone, why bother?
Yeah, and obviously 2 good sides, and that's what we're up against now. So we've got to learn fast.
Yeah.
Because these games aren't going to keep coming.
Wimbledon's always up. MK Dons always seem to be like a bit of a bogey side at the moment.
Yeah,
I think they've taken over.
Although we beat them last season at their place, a bit of a ropey win, I think. But,
Well, I think they've now taken over from where we were against Accrington.
Yeah.
We always seem to, seem to go to pieces against them.
However we were doing at that particular time.
Yeah. But to lose to MK Dons and Wimbledon within 3 days is, it's not good. And to have them score 3 goals as well. It's just not good. It's not good enough.
Is that down to us, as players? Are they just not good enough, or did we do things differently?
No, I don't think the team's good enough. I think this is one of the worst teams that we've had for a long while. Attacking sense, no, we've got no attackers.
I think if you look at the injuries, that's having a massive impact, isn't it? And I feel like we're saying the same every match. We're not taking our chances, and that comes down to lack of.
So, which particular injuries are we talking about there?
Guyon, Sluey's out. I think Sluey probably made the difference coming on in a couple of games.
Slew this season seems to be a completely different person. I don't think Slew's making the impact of what he was last season. Don't get me wrong. We're missing a lot of the players that we had last season. We had a more attacking midfield. This season we haven't got it.
I think the only way we're going to stay up, looking at our squad, is through heart and desire. We lack the quality. We know that now, and so we need just obviously get into January and see where we are. We just got to keep it touch. We're going to have to win the games for teams around us like Bromley. I think they won last night, didn't they?
Yeah.
They're all winning.
Went to Doncaster,
Last night. Last night, playing Lewis in centre. Why not Lewis? Why is Lewis not gone to centre when he's normally been playing on the wing? He's been playing really well on the wing.
Lee Angle was just getting in his stride really as well, just before he got his injury. So
That's what I was asking
look
when
at
I said which particular injuries. Yeah, we've got Guion, who a bit greedy sometimes,
Yeah.
but he can hold the ball up and he can take people on. Angle, I think, is the one that has been really significant because he was just coming into what we thought he might be when we signed him. I thought early on he was a little bit weak in the challenge, but he was really beasting the centre backs, and I think that, like you said, that's been a real blow losing him. But
yeah, and then last night you saw Derek took Ben Tollett off, didn't he, early in the second half? So if you then the attacking minded players you're left with are having an off game, you really stuff then, aren't you?
But for someone the size of Dackers should be able to hold the ball up, not go down as he does.
Yeah.
Have his shirt pulled as easily as he does. He should be able to hold him, like be able to defend himself.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be able to.
I was in the club shops the other day actually, and Les Dewhurst came in with one of Marcus Dacker's match worn shirts, and he showed me the collar of it for the amount of pulls he'd had on it. And honestly, it must have been 30 inches.
Yeah, MK Dons.
And it's frustrating not getting any of those decisions.
That one in where I can't remember, one of our Morecambe players lost his head when Dackers is being pulled, and the rest stood literally 2 meters when he's going to play on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
I don't know whether it's because he's a big lad, and the refs are just thinking, well, he should be able to hold his own there. But the fact of the matter is, they are very prone to pulling.
and the strikers tend to do it, don't they? When they're getting pulled, they tend to
Cole
grab
Stockton.
instead
Yeah.
of just going. Tell you what, just go down. You know, I mean, case in point, last night against Wimbledon, the lad who I was sitting next to, I said to him, just watch, because Dackers had been pulled and dragged and literally wrestled to the ground. Nothing. Referee's going like this. No. And I said, just watch. As soon as he does it back, he'll get penalised.
Yeah.
And 30 seconds after it, exactly that happened. Oh, referee foul. I mean, we've come up with an idea. Shh, don't tell anybody. But Velcro along the sleeve.
Yeah.
Cut it
And then
down.
it'll
Put a
rip
little
off.
bit of very, very fine Velcro on, and then as soon as he goes that, he goes, referee, like that.
Sometimes they don't help themselves with the ref though, do they? Because there's been times he's backed into the defender. He's not looked at the ball once. He's too busy giving it this. Whereas if he's looking at the ball, the ref might go, yeah, actually he's trying to play the ball rather than just jockey about with the defender. And I think Cole did that a bit, didn't he?
I think a lot of the times the referee does that, doesn't he? Yeah, he goes, that's a 50-50. And it's not. He's got hold of him from about 30 seconds before. As soon as the ball goes in the air, they've got hold of him, pulling him down.
But I think the difference with that with Cole is we had someone who knew where to put the ball in.
Yeah.
So we're just not good enough? Or can things be done differently with the squad and the team that we've got, do you think?
I'd love, why don't you give Charlie Brown a chance?
Well,
What's going on there?
I mean, he obviously
Who
doesn't
knows
like it
what-
for some reason.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to start it.
I
for
get
some
what you're
reason.
saying, but let's not make out like Charlie Brown's a prolific scorer.
No. But I'm saying I would like to see him have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, he has had bits of sort of cameos in recent games, and being honest, he's not really taken the chance that you would think somebody who wants to force his way into the manager's mind should be doing. He's not.
Yeah, look,
massively
MK
affected
Don
the game,
for
I don't
like 5 minutes. Not
Yeah,
really okay, Wimbledon he was a bit. Yes, last
bit
night he
longer,
was a bit
but
longer.
again, I think we were 3-0 down when he came on. Well, 2-0 when he was getting ready. And
3-0 when he did come on.
I think one of the big issues the last couple of games is we've been losing possession unnecessarily, and you think about grassroots football, it's basics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Make sure you pass sticks, make sure you're running towards the ball when the ball's coming to you. I think somebody put a stat on saying we lost the ball like 20 plus times, unforced errors effectively against MK Dons. When we're at the level and we've got the budget for our playing squad, we then can't afford to do the basics wrong as well.
No.
And I think that's potentially where we get turned over a little bit. We make that error and we've not got the quality to
But we seem to
make
be
it
going
back
back.
up.
We seem to be going back to the start of the season. You know, where we were having no shots,
Yeah.
no attempts,
Yeah.
and like last night.
And then more
was it
recently,
an
we have been creating chances, haven't we?
89th minute before we had a first shot.
Yeah, we're singing "We've had a shot."
So are we going back again? Are we going back into the
It
shell?
does sound like we've, it just
Do
seems
you
like.
think Derek writes games off?
I don't know. I mean,
I know
if he was sitting here now, he would say,
Yeah, I know.
no way.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
People
Do you
do not.
think
I mean,
I don't
Tanya made the point about not making the subs till late, thinking, well, what's the point? The game's gone, sort of thing. But I don't think you'd think that when we've
that's the
we
job of
fought
the
back at
manager,
Fleetwood,
isn't it?
haven't we? You know, we were 3-1 down there.
He knows the failings of that squad, and he knows who we're facing. So that was game management on his point. And I bet sometimes that must cross your mind.
Yeah.
I think that would cross my mind if I was a manager.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about the squad and the issues that we've got off the pitch, but does some of this reflect on Derek? Could somebody else, do you think, get better out of the squad that we've got, Mark? What do you think about that? I know he's come through a little bit of criticism, which I've not really seen before in our past couple of games. You know, the people who don't like Derek's style of play have come to the fore again. Do you think somebody else could do better with the squad we've got?
I don't know. Is it too early to say? I mean, we're 13 games into the season.
Yeah.
I don't know. If someone else has got to come in now and get the same play, work it out the team with the same players that we've got. Is it going to work with a different approach? I don't know.
Let's go on to the ownership. I think we've got a little bit of an announcement, haven't we, Tanya? We've got a couple of members of the Shrimps Trust here, and I think there's something being put out as we're on air.
Yeah, it just so happened that we're putting something out on the Shrimps Trust because we heard from Jason today. So that should have gone online while I'm saying this. So basically, we heard from Jason a couple of hours ago. We've turned it into a statement that's gone across the Trust platforms on social media, and there'll be an email to members. And this is verbatim what he said. So the sale is still progressing, albeit slowly. Whilst I appreciate this is frustrating for everyone, myself included, we are making every effort to bring the acquisition to completion. There were 2 meetings with the EFL last week, and they clarified what was now required from the buyer in order to ensure we can move on to completion. The buyer is in the process of finalising the requirements and working with the club and me as seller.
So, I mean, is that a step forward, do you think? Do you take it as a step forward from the Trust?
Oh, that's a really difficult question. Any communication is positive. A lot of the frustration I'm hearing from members, and in my role as chair, it's important that people understand that's my job, to listen to members and listen to what they want. I think the frustration is coming from lack of communication from anybody, really. I think that's one of the big ones. So for me, whenever I hear from him, I see it as a positive.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it's any more than we already knew.
The one little tiny bit of a nuance from that I took is that the EFL have actually now made it clear what specifically they want to hear from the owners, from the bidders to take over the club, so that they'll probably have done like a checklist, if you will, that the owners, the people who are bidding for the club can now put to them, so they've at least got, you clarify this, you clarify that, you clarify the other, and then you're in, possibly. So, I mean, I think that does take it a slight step forward.
I think. Well, I think this has been the case, and they obviously started. They knew what you had to do. Nothing ever got done. So, for me,
But we're hearing it's different people now.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I'm not much of a so I can have a little bit of a whinge. I just
Don't stand on ceremony for me.
I'm not buying it, and
It'd
me,
be good if you were buying it. We could move on.
Check your pockets.
because we're getting closer and closer to January, and this needs to be sorted now.
Yeah.
And if it isn't sorted in a month, move on. Yeah. Just say to this so-called buyer, well, you've had your time to get it sorted. We know that there were other buyers at the time. Don't know whether there still is. Just it needs to be sorted.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit more hopeful with that.
I think the EFL needs to be called out as well, because they should have a thing where it needs to have a certain amount of time before it's sorted.
Yeah.
Not let it go on and on and on. Same what happened with Saab Job before.
Why though? You can't make a buyer, as in the owner trying to sell. You can't. You can say
for them to come back to the EFL and say, right, here's all the paperwork you require. The EFL should have a timeline to say, right, you've got so many months to do this. Yeah, because see the club's struggling, which the club is struggling.
I think the bottom line would be, otherwise what though? You know, otherwise we're not accepting you at all.
I think that should be some. Yeah.
But I think all the EFL do is say, yes, you're fit and proper, you pass
Or no, you're not.
or you're
This
not.
is what you need to do.
So
to
you
show
can go
us
back
that
as
you
many
are.
times as you want. But that's up to Jason to decide, oh no, this has gone on too long, I need to move on.
This is the trouble with not having a regulator, isn't it? An independent regulator is that it's a private company. Jason owns it. It's like me owning TP Financial Solutions and somebody trying to dictate to me dictate the terms of how I sell my business. The difference is a football club is a community asset as well as a privately owned company, and that's where the regulator comes in. So we're in this unfortunate black hole where there isn't a regulator. We can't push it along. We're literally beholden to Jason selling it and then proving to the EFL that they're fit and proper.
But
to
I
buy
mean,
it.
you're right. We need it sorted out before January, because if we can bring in a few new players in January, the one bit of good news in all this is that there are some teams around us who are not gaining on us. You know, they're not gaining, moving away from us. You know, Bromley got a win last night, but there's a few teams down there who we're only a couple of wins away from. Still, that will get.
I look at
worse
Carlisle and
as the
think
weeks
of
go
the backing that probably Carlisle have got.
Yeah.
You know, where they've spent all the money on the ground improvements, and are they going to suddenly turn around and say, right, we need to invest in January? They're going to
That's the worry, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. Look at Tranmere, where apparently rumours are coming in with someone, like Rihanna or something like that. He's offering boyfriend. He's offering
It's
20 million.
ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, coming in as.
I had to ask the kids, who's this ASAP Rocky?
Yeah, and they're putting a bid in for Tranmere, which is like.
Yeah, you can wish for that, can't you?
It's the mad world of English football, though, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? You just seem to be that all the clubs that you didn't know were up for sale, or suddenly people are coming in and buying them, and we've been up for sale for 2 years. And
as we've seen now, we could be jumping out of a frying pan into a fire. There's no guarantee that the new owner is going to be any better.
No.
Because we've been on that journey.
Well, that's why
unfortunately we can't do much about that.
Yeah, but that's why I'm not criticising the EFL. Because they're actually doing their job here. Just saying, look,
we don't think you've proved that you're fit and proper and your plans aren't solid enough for us. Yeah. Good turnout from the Shrimps fans at Wimbledon last night, I have to say. I mean, it was the Shrimps Trust organised a couple of minibuses. There was a lot of exiles down there. There was quite a few who travelled down on their own and never shut up all night and applauded the players off at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, should we be doing that, or do the players need to know that we're not happy with them?
That's a personal view, isn't it? Because it's a personal bugbear of mine when we're aggressively booing. Because I just think, is that going to lift the lad's chins up and go, oh, he's giving me shit, I'm going to play better next week, or actually is it exacerbating an issue? But I know that that's not the view that everybody holds.
But you were there last night, and to a man and woman, everybody stood there and applauded him off the pitch, and they appreciated it, and they were sort of, sorry we couldn't do better for you, we'll try and do better next time. So.
Well, that's good if it's appreciated.
Yeah, it was. Sometimes we came over and spent a lot of time,
where you've been away and we just drop their heads and then just walk off. And a couple of them come in.
I think football sort of changed over the years, and obviously modern football now wants an arm round him. And I think, I just think the way if the fans clapped him off last night, I think they'll won't be feeling as bad.
It's the best way to do it. Yeah. Well, that's all we can do.
And the players speak to us at away matches. You see him going in, and Adam Lewis in particular has said, it doesn't help me being sworn and after Jeff down. I'm trying my best. I just want not an arm. He didn't say I want an arm around me, but being sworn out really doesn't kick me on.
No.
And I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, another couple of games coming up. Really tough one against Chesterfield on Saturday, and then we've got the Worthing long trip, haven't we, in the FA Cup. Again, we've spoken about that. We hope that, although it's a long way to go, it is a team a couple of divisions below us, so we can maybe progress and maybe get a bit of money out of the FA Cup.
I mean, a run in the FA Cup would really help the transfer window in January, regardless of the ownership situation, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I just hope it's not another Dover.
Well, that's the worry in it all.
No, it's going to be a Buxton.
It's going to be
I hope the weather's better though.
Yeah.
There is a coach to Worthing.
There's a coach going to Worthing, right?
So
Brilliant.
if you want to get down
I know there's quite a few who are planning train journeys and planning weekenders there, but there is a coach going. So look on the Shrimps Trust website. For
Yeah, and it's
details
setting
on
off
that.
at 7 a.m. from the club, not too early.
Right.
And I've seen that there might be trouble with trains getting back, so you might
Right.
get there, but not back. So if people
Morning for
want
you,
to
Hodgie.
Nah, no, listen.
You'll be
no,
alright.
it's always a way of
I'll
Might
come
have
for
to
you.
work it differently.
Give me a
All right, well, we'll leave it at that for now. Hopefully, we've got a bit of better news, one way or the other, off field or on field. Hopefully, both. When we speak to you next week, that's us for now. That's the Shrimps panel. Come on, you Shrimps.